A study recently published in the Los Angeles Times finds that doctors often delay talking about end-of-life care with their cancer patients until it's usually too late. This proves not only to be very costly, but means patients and families aren't able to make truly informed choices early in their treatment, which affects their quality of life. According to Raphael Shulo, President and CEO of Family Hospice and Palliative Care, that's why end-of-life communication and advanced planning are so important. He says hospice care is a relatively new concept here in this country.
Hospice is actually a philosophy of care that began in 1967 with the founding of St. Christopher's Hospice in England from a pretty remarkable woman who was a nurse who became a social worker who became a physician, and her name was Dame Cicely Saunders. And hospice care then came to America in 1974. And in the late 1970s, early 1980s, you started to see it popping up. And it really was a philosophy of care that stressed a couple of very, very important elements.
Such as?
The traditional medical model of care is really based on cure. That a person comes into a physician's office or a hospital, they're diagnosed with an illness, they're provided with treatments, their illness issue is resolved, and then they return home. And certainly the patient who was facing a life-limiting illness did not fall into that line of thinking. And so what was established was a philosophy of care that focuses on comfort and not cure, and really focuses not just on the physical healing of the person as far as treatment and comfort is concerned, but on the healing of their spirit and of their emotion.
Barbara Pachatko of Stowe Township says hospice care has played a big role in her family's life.
My mother is in the final stages of Alzheimer's. She's had it since probably about 93, 94, and my father's wishes were always to keep her at home as opposed to putting her in a nursing home. So myself and my 5 brothers decided to support my father with this decision.
And she says it's much more than physical care.
We've been with hospice now since September of 2009, and they have been wonderful. They support not only the patient, but also the family and the caregivers as well. The nurses come approximately 3 times a week to examine and check the vitals of my mother, and also to see how the caregivers are handling the patient and also taking care of themselves. There's an aide that comes approximately twice a week to bathe and shampoo my mother. There's a chaplain or a spiritual counselor that comes to just sit with the family and see if they have any concerns and to pray with them if they wish. We've had a massage therapist come approximately once a month.
Pachatko says her family encourages everyone to look into hospice care.
I just think it's much better than placing the person in a nursing home and just waiting for them to die. They can be at home with family and loved ones during their final days, and I think that's very important.
If you'd like more information, just go to familyhospice.com. And now you know. I'm Shelley Duffy, News Radio 1020 KDKA.